warm season's greetings to all our cherished viewers. On today's episode, we are delving into the popular Christmas culture, what it is and its importance to us as Christians, and most especially as Catholics. My name is Tracy, and today's show is brought to you by the Village Preacher Media Production. And joining me today, I have Reverend Father Alvin Kisi Enim to do the discussion. Stick and stay with us. Alright, Father. So what at all is Christmas?
When we talk about Christmas, we are talking about the birth, the celebration that brings on board the birth of Christ. Christmas had to do with the incarnation. Incarnation means that God has become man. And the word Christmas itself comes from two words, Christ and Mass. So it is a season, a celebration that as Christians we use to mark the birth of Christ.
All right. Father, let me ask this. Is Christmas a pagan festivity?
What we are doing now is a commemoration of our salvific events, that divinity comes to meet with humanity. But when you look at the history, then you will arrive at the pagan origin, and that is a fact that as Christians we admit that the celebration has a pagan origin, but it has been baptized to give us a Christian significance.
All right.
So if you want to look at how it originated, then you realize that most of the history that connects the Christian Christmas festivity has an element of pagan origin.
All right. So, like you said, I'd like for us to move a little bit into the history of Christmas, so that we can do away with the mentality that it is, or what we are doing now has a lot or has everything to do with pagan worship.
You know, when advent of Christianity came to meet pagan practices, and in the Greek world and the Roman world and the Egyptian world, sometimes they worship nature. For example, the moon, the star, the sea. And these practices became so critical to the life of the people. A new religion comes up, that is the Christian religion, and it comes to meet these pagan practices. So when the Christians realized that these pagan practices were so critical in their lives, they also defined them in the Christian context. For example, the celebration of the sun god, that actually influenced the Christmas celebration. The celebration itself was a counterculture to let's say attack or to respond to the pagan origin of the sun god. So the Christian also realized that, okay, if people are celebrating the sun, then Christ is the sun, Christ is the Lord. That is why as the culture keep evolving, they pick different elements to depict who Christ was. So you see the Christmas tree, you see Santa Claus, you see the lights, all pointing to the fact that Christ is the light of the world. So the word Christmas can be divided into two, Christ and Mass. And Mass has to do with the sun and then Christ. So people will say that don't take away Christ from your Christmas.
Okay. All right. So, Father, I'd also like to ask a very important question. Christmas, year in, year out. We celebrate Christmas, we go out to eat with family and friends, we exchange gifts, we go to church. But what exactly is the importance of Christmas to us as individuals, especially as Christians, and even more so as Catholics?
When we are celebrating Christmas, first of all, we are celebrating the incarnation, God becoming man. Secondly, we are celebrating the visitation, divine visitation. So we see that the angel of God would visit Mary. And when God messes with us, great things happened. And during that visit, we see Elizabeth, we see Mary, we see Zachariah, all having that divine visitation. Christmas is also a demonstration of the love of God. That is why in the book of John we say, for God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son. So that element of sending the Son to us is the foundation of the Christmas celebration. So that in the book of John we will hear that in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. So the Word of God dwelling among us, living with us, is the celebration of Christmas. Again, it's a time that as human beings we show appreciation to God who humbled himself and became man and dwelt among us. So our response to that is that we are showing appreciation to God who has loved us so much.
All right, thank you so much, Father. Cherished viewers, I believe this discussion has blessed you. Our takeaway for this season would be that when we invite Christ into any situation, it turns out for the best. And so during this season, I would like for you to invite Christ not just into your hearts or your homes, but to invite him into the relationship or the interactions that you have with people, and know that once you invite him in, things are going to turn out for the best. And so as we celebrate this season, do not forget, invite someone to share a meal with you, invite someone to go to church with you, and bring Christ into your relationships with others. Until we meet the next time, God bless you.